The Islamic Republic of Iran is seemingly paying a heavy price for its relentless efforts to entrench militarily along Israel's northern front, amid a growing number of reports over repeated targeted strikes against Quds Force personnel and installations in Syria. The Iranian parliament adopted a bill requiring Iran's government to step up uranium enrichment closer to the level needed for a nuclear weapon. Palestinian Islamists have launched a balloon strapped with an explosive device from the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip toward Israeli territory. The Islamic Republic of Iran is seemingly paying a heavy price for its relentless efforts to entrench militarily along Israel's northern front, most notably in Syria. While reports of casualties are primarily related to Iranian-backed militants of Afghan, Lebanese, and Iraqi origin, in recent weeks the Islamic Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force has reportedly sustained a number of casualties of Iranian nationality. Since Israel's acclaimed responsibility for aerial bombardments against Iranian Quds Force positions, alongside with Syrian military targets on the 18th of November, in which at least 10 operatives were killed, including 5 Iranian members of the RGC's Quds Force, at least 4 aerial strikes were reported across Syria, 3 of which were conducted over the past week alone. On Friday, several hours before Iran's top nuclear scientist was assassinated by unknown assailants in Tehran province, unidentified aircraft carried out a bombardment against installations in the Abu Kamal town belonging to the Iranian proxy Liwa Zengiun, a militia composed of Shiite Pakistani militants who pledged allegiance to the Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Local Syrian sources were quick to attribute responsibility of this attack to Israel, since the strike evidently devastated a number of weapon stockpiles which aimed to serve Tehran's interests in the war-torn country. According to the London-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, Friday's strike claimed the lives of 2 of the militia's senior commanders and left 17 others injured, some of them in critical condition. Subsequently, unidentified drones reportedly targeted a vehicle belonging to senior Quds Force commander Muslim Shahdan overnight Sunday. The targeted assassination occurred when Shahdan's vehicle crossed the Al-Qaim border from Iraq into Syria, killing him instantly, alongside 3 other RGC operatives. Despite this report, Iranian regime-run news sites published RGC denials, referring to the strike as unfounded rumors. It is also important to highlight that the IDF spokesperson's unit did not confirm nor deny its involvement in response to TV7's request for comment regarding the latest reported strikes. Nevertheless, in light of a steep increase in rhetoric coming out from Tehran, vowing reprisal for Israel's alleged involvement in the assassination of its top nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, the IDF has stepped up its preparedness along its northern border with Syria. Among others, IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Aviv Kochavi toured the northern sector, during which he stressed, quote, "I came here to evaluate the current state of security, with an emphasis on the Iranian entrenchment in Syria, as well as to thank everyone who was involved in the precise and successful operation 10 days ago, exposing the explosives near the border and the subsequent attack in Syria against Iranian and Syrian targets." General Kochavi further relayed a message to the leadership in Tehran saying, quote, "Our message is clear. We will continue to act as vigorously as necessary against the Iranian entrenchment in Syria, and we will remain fully prepared against any manifestation of aggression against us." Turning to Tehran, where the Islamic Republic's top military echelon remains convinced that Israel masterminded the assassination of its top nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. Speaking ahead of the funeral that was held outside Imamzadeh Saleh Mosque in Tehran yesterday, the Iranian Secretary for the regime's Supreme National Security Council claimed that the Israeli intelligence agency Mossad equipped an Iranian opposition group with information and sophisticated equipment to carry out the attack.
متاسفانه عملیات بسیار پیچیده‌ای بود. با کارگیری تجهیزات الکترونیکی رخ داد. هیچ فردی در صحنه حضور نداشت، اما سرنخ‌هایی وجود داره. ضمن که اون کسی که این طراحی رو کرده برای ما مکشوفه که کیست، سابقه‌اش چیست. حتما موافقین دارین نقش داشتن و حتما عنصر جنایتکار این هم رژیم صهیونیستی است.
And while Iran has yet to provide any evidence to substantiate its allegations, its defense minister Amir Khatami voiced his conviction to Tehran's top security officials over Israeli involvement.
با دشمنی مواجهیم که 40 سال گفت گزینه نظامی روی میز است، اما نه جرأت و نه فرصت استفاده از اون رو پیدا کرد و نه اون رو پیدا خواهد کرد. آخرش با سرفکندگی این گزینه رو زیر میز برد.
The Iranian defense minister went on to pledge the Islamic Republic's vengeance against those responsible.
دشمن به خوبی می‌داند و من هم به عنوان یک سرباز به او میگویم هیچ جنایتی، هیچ تروری، هیچ کار احمقانه‌ای در نزد ملت ایران بی پاسخ نخواهد ماند. ما حتما جنایتکاران رو تا انتها تعقیب میکنیم. باید بدانند که به سزای عملشون خواهند رسید.
It is interesting to highlight that during his speech, Minister Khatami also alluded to Tehran's self-perceived legitimacy to acquire nuclear weapon capabilities similar to that of the United States and presumably Israel.
هزاران سلاح هسته‌ای آمریکایی‌های جنایتکار دارند. صدها سلاح هسته‌ای رژیم صهیونیستی جنایتکار دارد. اینها برای چیست؟ آیا برای این است که به عنوان دکور در منزل شما استفاده شود؟
It is important to highlight a mere day after the European Union announced that a meeting was scheduled for the Joint Commission of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or the 2015 nuclear deal, for the 16th of December in a declared bid to ensure the full and effective implementation of the agreement by all sides. The Iranian parliament adopted a bill requiring of Iran's government to step up uranium enrichment closer to the level needed for a nuclear weapon and ignore the remaining constraints under the 2015 nuclear agreement. Following the adoption of the bill, Iran's Atomic Energy Organization spokesman informed Parliament that the Arak reactor, which was claimed to be out of commission after mysterious fires rendered it incapacitated, could be revived within 2 months' time to step up uranium enrichment.
من میخوام عرض بکنم چهارما کشور دو ماه هم قابل عمل هستش. بنابراین قلبی راکتوری که میگفتن سیمان در اون ریختن و نابود شده، دلایلی که توضیح دادن آقای دکتر صالحی کاملا واضح هستش که این قابل احیا هستش. چه سانتریفیوژها که امروز امکان داره ما هم سانتریفیوژهای قدیم هم سانتریفیوژهای جدید رو نصب بکنیم و کاهش ذخایر که در حال حاضر چیزی در حدود 3800 کیلو ما مواد داریم که حالا قبلا 11 تن داشتیم، یعنی حدود 4 تن تا 11 تن که تفاوت آنچنانی نداریم.
Turning back to Israel, where Palestinian Islamists have launched a balloon strapped with an explosive device from the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip toward Israeli territory, raising concerns in Jerusalem once again over a possible resumption of the so-called balloon terrorism.
It has been confirmed to TV7 that a short while ago an explosive device landed in an open area attached to a balloon from the Gaza Strip inside Israel. Police non-disposal experts arrived at the scene in order to prevent any danger or injuries, and heightened security is continuing around the Gaza Strip area since the incident took place.
Thank you for watching us. As part of TV7 Israel's prayer initiative, I would like to encourage you today to join myself and the team here in Jerusalem to lift up Pakistan in prayer for its salvation and peace, alongside prayers for our persecuted brethren throughout Africa, the Middle East, and Far East, alongside prayers for our persecuted brethren throughout Africa, the Middle East, and Far East, alongside prayers for our persecuted brethren throughout Africa, the Middle East, and Far East, prayers for our persecuted brethren throughout Africa, the Middle East, and Far East.